Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I know I said I was going to make a video today, but I thought I would because, I like making videos. So, that's what I'm going to do. So basically, what I was going to pull up was the Mel Kipers Big board, and I'm still going to do that regardless. But, so yeah, this is Big board. I think it's 25 because that's what the article says, so I think it's 25, I think. The first one is Big Shocker and Fernando Mendoza. I mean, that's not really a gigantic surprise. But, yeah, so Mel Kipers Big board top prospects. So, he has the first prospect being Fernando Mendoza out of Indiana. I think that's a very reasonable number one. I've seen him number one a lot. Yeah, he's really good, and he, again, I've regurgitated the same things: great frame, leadership, all that stuff. And is this kind of weaker, like a weaker quarterback class? Yeah, but that doesn't take away from Fernando Mendoza's actual sheer power to actually carry a team, and he can 100% do that. So, love Fernando Mendoza here. Not the worst idea in the world. Jeremiah Love here at number 2. People also have him top 5, even top 3 on their big boards. I can see that too. He has crazy home run throw ability. Did I like Ashton Jennings more as a prospect coming out of college? I 100% agree. But I feel like Ashton Jennings had a little bit more contact balance. His contact balance was elite coming out of college. I think he provided a little bit more out of the pass catching game, but I think Jeremiah Love is basically like a real good contrast to Ashton Jennings, right? Love reminds Mel Kiper of Reggie Bush. I think so too. He has so much crazy. He has crazy burst. He has burst. I just got that because I looked from it. But like the home run throw ability is so vast and it's so great. You've seen him just house a large run. You've seen with his vision is so good, and just in general, he's just a sound prospect. He's really good in the pass pro too, so I think he can definitely take that. It's a big upside. So not a gigantic hater of this either. I think he's definitely a top 10, and people have him top 5, and Mel Kiper has him top 3, being only behind Fernando Mendoza. So you definitely can see him be number 2. I think he's maybe my top 5, but he definitely is deserves the hype. And the reason why he isn't going number 1 or number 2, obviously, is he's not a quarterback or an offensive lineman or a corner. That's probably why. Even a receiver in some cases. So he's a running back. It's lower position value. But if the big boards are just pure prospect rankings of just if the positions didn't matter, if fit didn't matter, nothing, this is where these guys would rank. So yeah, 100% agree with that. Arbor Reese at number 3. I can agree with that too. People have brought up to my attention that just in general I've seen online or just on social media or stuff. People say that Arbor Reese, his skill set won't translate well and it'll be a big task. Definitely I think so too, but I think he has a lot of great upside to the point where you take him at 2 or 3, or sorry, 2 or 5 or 2 or 4 or 7. He definitely deserves a top 10 selection in this draft class, and I think that if you take away his real great prospect ability and just his pure rawness, he's probably one of the best, right? He is so raw, but if you divide him into make a technical beast, he can definitely go really high. And I really like our voters here. David Bailey is going number 4 here. Definitely think so too. David Bailey is a little bit more of a definitely more of a pass pro guy. You're not taking him top 10 to be a DPR designated pass rusher, but he can definitely develop into one of those guys where he's a true developing pass rusher, and I 100% agree with that too. I think he can be a great fit for whatever team takes him. He has problems with his off the field abilities and just how his bag, people are comparing his bag to Ruben Bain Jr.'s bag, and you can decide that all you want, but I definitely think I like Ruben Bain more as a prospect because there's not many off the concerns field or off the field issues, and on top of that, there's a lot more surefire ability with his ability to play 3 downs. You don't know if David Bailey can immediately step in and play 3 downs. You can maybe develop him, try to. We saw Robert Saleh, Aaron Glenn, or Dan Quinn can really try to, but there's no guarantee he will. But I definitely think he's really good, and he will probably be. I've seen a lot of people mock him going 2nd overall. That's not out of the realm of possibilities. And me personally, I'm not as high on David Bailey as I am Ruben Bain or Arbor Reese, but he definitely is one of the more exposed to pass rushers we've seen in the past couple years out of college. And I 100% agree. This is a weak draft class, so someone like David Bailey maybe would fall a little bit more in other draft classes, but this draft class he's 5 or in the top 5 on the big board, so definitely see that too. Carnell Tate goes number 5. I think he definitely can do that too. Ohio State has turned to wide receiver. Agreed, but Yeah, he was definitely a yin and yang to Jeremiah Smith, right? He was really good. But if we're talking about just Carlton Tate specifically, he was specifically he was really fucking good. He was really good, and I think that he can really take up that number 2 slot for whatever team takes him, or take the number 1 slot. He definitely can be someone like Chris Olave's number 2 guy, or he can be like Rashid Rice, number 2 guy. Like he can definitely be that, or he'd be Malik Neighbors, number 2 guy, right? Like there's a lot of like wiggle room for him, and he's just so great and so good, and he's been so good consistently, and he has had some injury history, but it's not as big as Jordan Tyson where he drops a lot. But in terms of actual like production, he was really good. He was really good, especially with next to Jeremiah Smith, who was really fucking good. And he's just really good. He's a big home run threat ability. People underrate his home run threat ability, I think. He's a really good route runner, and he's so good at the catch point too. I think he is really good. And yeah, he's in a world where like people like Mekhi Lemon a lot more. I like Mekhi Lemon a lot. He's a very good run blocker. Like he's not a diva. I don't think he's a diva at all, and he will block for the run, which Mel Kipers also seems to agree with. Love that. Caleb Downs, number 6. I definitely can see him going higher. People have him number 1 on their big board. I think Caleb Downs is number 1 on my big board, but he is so fucking good, and the reason why he's dropping so much is because of his there's a lot of concerns, right? There's a lot of concerns with him being able to actually how like, is this the best Caleb Downs we'll see, and he just immediately steps in and he's like a Pro Bowl type guy, and he just doesn't grow that much in his career. Even if he is, that's really good. But there's people concerned with that. I can agree with that concern, but Caleb Downs is so good as a tackler. He's just fills the gaps perfectly. He wasn't really utilized as a ball hawk safety, which makes me think that maybe he can eventually become a hybrid type of guy, where he's so good at the box, but he can also really play a lot in coverage to be a crazy up the middle type of guy. I 100% agree. He can definitely be that, but I definitely think he can definitely go. He definitely can go top 10, and he'll probably go. He can maybe go as high as 5. Maybe the Jets take him at 2. Like there's a lot of wiggle room with him, and his terms of like actual him being able like to like eventually get drafted, right? But he's just such a great tackler. He's so smart. He's such a leader. Like you don't really get these type of guys that often. And he's really good. Sonny Styles goes number 7. I think Sonny Styles is probably top 5 in my big board too. He's just so fucking good. He's really good. There's not much, like he's probably the most crisp prospect I've seen in this draft. Like in like some of these rankings and stuff, I really want to take Sonny Styles really high. I think I can see Sonny Styles going 5. I really can. And the reason why I take him is because he can cover the entire field. Run game, he's so smart. He's developed that tremendously, which means he can learn. He was so there was concerns. People were saying he was like a top 75 guy coming into the season. I agree with that too. I didn't really have that much on my radar. He was probably like a day 2 guy for me at the start of the year. He really grew into himself. Like he really did. And it was just so nice to see him so like just every game he was getting better. And this is a guy who was playing safety in 2023 or 2024, and he wasn't even remotely like able to process some stuff. Now he really is. Now he's so fucking good, and he's as physically gifted. He's as smart. He's so smart, and he's so physically gifted. If he wasn't a linebacker, I would literally just take him at number 2 or number 3. Right? He's so good. Right? He's so good. Jordan Tyson going number 8. I think that's well, not number 8, but he's ranked number 8. I like that too. He has a lot of injury history, but he was really good. He doesn't have the biggest, most breakaway speed. He doesn't have Rashid Shaheed speed, obviously. But he's so good at contorting his body. He's make these acrobatic plays where he like turns backwards or he turns around and catches it. Like you can't like that. That's just crazy. Like you just can't make that up. He's just so good. His injuries. He obviously had the hamstring injury towards ACL, and has some collarbone stuff. Like it's a lot of different things. But when he's on the field, he's really good. He plays like a literal surefire number 1 guy, and he definitely can be that in the NFL. But it's just the problem is, will he stay healthy? But he can definitely be 8. Ruben Bain getting taken at number 9. I agree with that too. I think Ruben Bain was probably one of the best edges in this class. Probably the best. So good off his hands, his violence, and his production has been super good. There's concerns that maybe he drops a little bit in production at the NFL level. I think that can happen. There's a lot of like big arm guys that you can't just bull rush and can't just go by so quickly in the NFL compared to the college level. But you definitely can see him being a real down three down guy. Well, I think he'll be like the best of the best, like Nick Bosa or I don't know, like Myles Garrett. Obviously Myles Garrett was a league of his own, but like those type of guys, no, I don't think so, because this draft class is relatively weak. I don't think he's going to be that type of guy, but he definitely is one of those guys where I feel confident where he can be a down to down basis guy where you just play him all the time and he will be available. He will play violent, he will play with physicality, he won't give up on a play. That's the type of guys you look for. That's really the type of guys you look for. That's things that like that's in within them and shows their character. And he can definitely, you definitely get slotted into there. So not a gigantic pick, or not a gigantic hater of this number 9 ranking. Francis Mariano is really fucking good too. There's problems with him slotting into guard sometimes. Not problems, but there's chatter of him slotting into guard. He's just so big. He moves pretty fast for his size, and he's really good, and he could definitely become a real number 1 guy there, be one of the best offensive tackles. I'm really high on Francis Mariano too. I think he'll be really good, and he didn't really like suffer that much in terms of pass pro. He definitely can be a all-time guy. There's not much you can really say about this. Mekhi Lemon. I'm really high on Mekhi Lemon too. There's the reason why he's not going so high is because obviously he's like 5'11", 5'10". He's like the same height as me, so there's concerns there, but in terms of production, he was so fucking good. Like, he had 1,000 receiving yards. He won the Blitnikoff. He had 11 receiving touchdowns. He had a sub drop rate of 2. Like, literally, he doesn't drop the ball. You really can't get much better than that. Like, there's no much more. And you can line him up wherever. Beside obviously the X, I think you can play him at the Z. You can play him in the slot. And you can also play him the X if someone gets injured, right? So I think he'd definitely be a number 1 guy on a team, or he can be like the greatest number 2 you can get on a team. He's just so good, and I think that really he's probably my wide receiver 1, not purely because of just like actual size and obviously, but he's just so flexible and he can play so much, and he seems so humble and so genuine, down to earth, that I think that he can really just be really good. I remember seeing like the clip of saying like his coach like praising him, and on an interview he was like, that has nothing to do with me. It's like, it has everything to do with you, bro. I've seen so many edits of that shit. He's so cold, bro. Like, I don't know. I just like him. I watched his tape. He's just such a nice, and he just moves so fluidly and runs quickly. And you've seen with those type of receivers in the past, you've seen with Jackson Smith and Jigba, Amon St. Brown, those type of guys just do pretty well in the NFL. And I think Mekhi Lemon's kind of like an Amon St. Brown type of guy. That's my pro comp for him. I think he'll be pretty fucking good. At number 12, Spencer Fano. The offensive tackle from Utah is there. I definitely think so too. He was really good. He's very quick. He's very powerful too. I think he'll be a great punch for whoever takes him, whether it be the Rams, the Browns. Like, he'll be a very big piece for that offensive line going in the future, and I think he can definitely be a number 1 guy. Him and Mariano, I'm very high on. Jamal McCoy going at 13. I think that's so too. I think Jamal McCoy, I would rather have Delane because you already seen him this year, but McCoy can be definitely like right after him. It's just the problem is because he didn't really he was in healthy January and he didn't come back for some reason. That's a little concerning to me. Maybe he wanted to keep himself ready for the NFL like process. Regardless, I would have came back, but that's his decision. But he didn't have the torn ACL, so that's why he could really be like that Derek Stingley range where he gets taken super duper high, or Sauce Gardner range, or Jeff Okudah range, like from 6 to 5 or 6 to 3. But he definitely fell because obviously you haven't seen him this year, so you don't know what you're gonna get. So there's that, but he was really good. He was so good on the ball. He was so good press coverage. He was just really good, and his production was really good. And he definitely like that. That just shows how good he was. Where he has to play in a year and he's still getting number 1 res. Like, that just shows the type of guy he is. He's not like Siobhan Revel where he tore his ACL, right, and stuff. It's like, actually I think that this guy could be a number 1 corner if he comes back the way he was. 14 is Kenny Sadiq. I can agree with that too. The problem is, again, positional value. He's really good though. He can line up on the outside or on the inside. He's not as great as a blocker as some people. Not as some people, because people really criticize his blocking, but he's as good as a blocker as some of these other tight ends that will probably be in the league by now. But he's just really good, and you can really just line him up anywhere. He'll produce. You can give him some of these back shoulder throws he'll catch. You'll give him some of these these drag routes he'll catch and take for 20-30 yard gains, or even to the house sometimes. He'll make these really high point point catches, and it'll just work out. And because he's just so athletic, and you don't really see these type of guys like you don't really see these type of guys often, and he's just so good. He's literally just like a bigger Darren Waller. He's really good, and I think he can really catch, make a big play when you need him to. So 100% like him here too. Vega Ione going at number 15. I think so too. He allowed 0 sacks, and he didn't even allow he allowed like barely 5 pressures, or like 5 or 6 pressures the entire year. His floor is incredible. Like he can really like step in and be that guy. Like there's not much like variation, right? He's just a sound prospect. There's not much to say. He's just good. And if you take him, you're gonna get your guard of the future. 16 goes Spencer Delane. I think Kiper isn't as high as I am on Delane. I think Delane has produced very well. Again, he's a little undersized. His arms especially are very undersized, and that might have him falling under Jamal McCoy. But I think that he could definitely be a number 1 guy. I can definitely see him going over Jamal McCoy. But in terms of like actual production, he was really good. He's such a good at ball hawking. He's great off footwork, great off the press. He's really good. And you've seen that he's locked on these number 1 receivers, and he will be a great pick for whatever team gets him, who needs a true corner and step in and be probably a number 1 corner in some scenarios. K. McDonald is an interesting pick. He doesn't have Peter Woods, Caleb Banks, or Lee Hunter. He has K. McDonald, and that's the first defensive tackle that's ranked. He's really high. He's definitely a more of a nose tackle type of guy, so it's what teams can fit his scheme. But he was really good. He's kind of getting Tyleik Williams vibes, which was like the dominant nose tackle of the Ohio State defense. But he was really good this year. He's a little bit better as a run stopper, but there's a lot of upside with his passing game too, so that's why he takes him. But the reason why he dips so much sometimes in these type of drafts is because he's a nose tackle, and you don't know how many teams like really need that, and how many teams use that style of defense. So it depends there. But in terms of pure talent, he's definitely up there with one of the best defensive tackles, maybe even the best. I like that too. Denzel Boston's going 18. Denzel Boston is the 4th best receiver in my opinion too, so I think 100% agree that he's so good. He doesn't have elite separation, but he has good enough. There's problems with his. You'll probably see at the combine if he's testing. I don't know. Let me see if he's testing. Yeah, so I think Denzel Boston is testing, so he's going to the combine and stuff. So yeah, he doesn't have elite separation, but he's really good at the catch point. He moves so fluid for his weight, his height and weight, which is 6'4", 209. That's crazy. He's just a really good guy for his size, and he can probably step and be a number 1 wide receiver in probably majority of these teams he's mocked to. And he's a real perfect fit for some of these guys like the Steelers, who need another weapon outside DK Metcalf, or even the Bills or the 49ers, who usually need these number 1 type of guys with guys hitting free agency or just pure whiffs at some of these draft picks. Definitely great. And he has really good hands too. I don't really talk about his hands that much, but he has really good hands, and I think his catch point ability is so good. He's so good at the catch point, and he'll probably produce and be a mismatch to some of these other smaller corners. So really good tape. I really like him. Monroe Freeling, I like this pick a lot. He's his 3rd offensive tackle off the board, 4th offensive lineman. 100% like this dude. He didn't even have him ranked last time. He is so good. He has a great frame for a tackle, 6'7", 315, not too big, not too small, can move fast enough. Whatever team gets him will get a great guy to build off of, and I think that he will be a great offensive tackle in the NFL. These Georgia guys, some of these Georgia offensive tackles, shout out AT Andrew Thomas, is really good, and I think he can definitely slot into one of these teams that need an offensive tackle, maybe the Browns, maybe the Lions, and really develop into a great team player. And he is so good in the pass protection, like Mel Kipers says, and he's so agile for his size too. He's really, the burst off the line is really good, and he does a great job of actually like fending it off, and his hand placement gets a little wishy-washy, but he's really fast, and I think for his size, for being this fast, can definitely have him going higher than some of these other guys think. So 100% agree. Keldrick Folk going at number 20 here. I think that this is another interesting pick. Do I think that he has great pass rushing skills? No, you're wrong if you think that. But definitely one of the better run stoppers in this draft class. He can be a great team player in terms of run stopping and do the dirty work. But the problem is he relies too much on his athleticism, so he falls in a lot of some people's big boards and even just mock drafts in general. I'm not a huge fan of Keldrick Folk here. I think I'm more higher on TJ Parker or Key Messidor than I am Keldrick Folk, even though Key Messidor is like 50, but like it doesn't matter. Like, well, okay, 50 divided by 2, but still, like that's an old guy for a team. But still, I think you would want instant production and more reliability than Keldrick Folk, who's younger. But he definitely can slot in and develop right and get a good pass rushing bag, and even just get better at that will be a better pick. But run stopping will be very good. He's probably gonna go to a team like Dallas, who already have like a good pass rushing guy on the other side, which is in this case Ezeruku, who will be really good. But definitely an interesting pick here. I think I value some other people higher than Keldrick Folk, but it's whatever. Caleb Lomu, there's people mocking him at guard. I think he definitely moved to guard. I think he's more of a swing tackle. He can play guard or tackle. But he definitely is really good. Strong. He's agile. I think he's good, and he's very strong. And if you just let him like develop into a guy, because he's relatively young, I think he's a redshirt sophomore. He's really young. If you develop him into a better, just better overall as his strength, but his play strength and all that stuff will be really well, and I think he can be really good. He just needs to, he needs to add a little weight. 304 is not that great, but he definitely has a lot to develop. But I think if he develops it, he can be a really good tackle in the league. Zion Young, interesting pick. He has Zion Young over someone like TJ Parker or Akeem Asador. Interesting pick. Even Cassius Howell. I'm not very high on Cassius Howell, so I'm not going to complain. But, he's been very young. He did get a DUI, which people are really concerned about. I can definitely see him stinging into, like, the late round of the first half, like 30, 31. But definitely not one of my favorite prospects in terms of, like, off-the-field issues. But he's really good. He plays really fast and really strong, so this is really what you want. And, he's just good. CJ Allen, people don't also have him really high too. I think he's an okay prospect. I think sometimes you have to reach for a linebacker like this if it's not a very top heavy linebacker class other than Sonny Styles, right? It's a really deep linebacker class. It's not very top heavy, and you can really be concerned with that. But I think that taking CJ Allen here is not the worst idea in the world. 23, he's really good as a run stopper. He's great at getting into the block, getting in between the holes in the run game, chasing down all these ball carriers. There's just a little concerned with his coverage, but he does have upside to him to eventually get to that elite pass coveraging ability. But I think he can, it's not a bad pick. Akeem Asador finally goes. I don't know why this popped up, but it's gonna look very clunky, but it is what it is. Akeem Asador is going to number 24. I 100% agree too. The only reason why he's dropping so much is because he's 25, and he'll be like 29 to 30 by the time his contract's up. So that's gonna be a real problem. But he was really good at the pass. He's very violent. He has good bend, and he's just really fast with it. And I feel like he can just chase down somebody. It's really good. He can definitely. He's definitely a bigger for an edge, 286.3, but definitely think he can have success against an edge. And I think he definitely can be a successful NFL player. Like at one point you have to realize like production is production, right? Who cares if he's 25 and he's getting hits on the quarterback, right? Sure, that's fine. You'll have like 8 to 9 good years of him as an edge rusher, and you'll be down at like 33, 34. But like, no one's really gonna bring that up if he does super fucking well. Like, and I think he will do that regardless. So it's not the worst idea in the world. Ty Simpson, whoa, that's crazy. So I want to bring this up today. Ty Simpson had some sort of like disease. I gotta find that. Find that something. He had gastritis. I don't know what that is, but it's some. I'm not a doctor or anything. That's why I'm not going into medicine. But lining the stomach, inflammation of soft muscles of your stomach, the lining protector. So he lost 25 pounds, and he was weighing at 190 at the Rose Bowl, which is hence why he probably played so fucking dog shit. So there's a lot of like moving parts with him and his injuries, and just like he was injured and throughout like the latter half of the season later, and it was a little interesting. But he has a smaller frame than Mendoza. Even if he wasn't injured and played amazing, I would still take Mendoza for his leadership and his frame. And there's concerns with his accuracy stuff too. So it's a fine pick. Not the biggest fan, but there is leeway with someone like Ty Simpson, who really like just played through a lot of injuries and one of the toughest schedules in the nation. So there's a lot of leeway in there, but definitely think that Ty Simpson here is a little high, but it's Ty Simpson, man. Gotta give him some slack, especially teams will reach for a quarterback too. So he has Ty Simpson 25. Not my favorite pick, but it is Mel Kipers Jr.'s big board, so it is what it is. Thank you guys all for watching. I will get this out to you as soon as possible, probably later tonight. But yeah, thank you guys. See you guys in the next one. Mock Draft Wednesday tomorrow.